The small medical clinic on Starbase Epsilon was not fancy. Its walls were plain white. The lights buzzed a little. The chairs in the waiting room had seen better days. But the sign on the door was clear. Dr. Jun Kim. All species welcome. Dr. Kim wiped his forehead as he finished updating a patient file. His dark hair was messy from running his hands through it all day. His white coat had a small coffee stain near the pocket. He had been working for 12 hours straight. "Doctor, we have 3 more patients waiting," said Suk. She was Dr. Kim's assistant, a young woman who had left Earth 2 years ago, looking for something more exciting than her desk job in Seoul. Her simple blue uniform was always clean and pressed, even at the end of a long day. Dr. Kim nodded. "Who's next?" Suk looked at her tablet. A Martian trader with breathing problems, a human miner with radiation burns, and she paused, her eyes wide. "And?" Dr. Kim asked, not looking up from his notes. "A Drelkor warrior," she whispered. Dr. Kim's head snapped up. The Drelkor were feared across the galaxy. They stood 3 meters tall, with thick gray skin covered in bony plates. Their 4 arms could tear through metal. Their teeth could crush stone. They were warriors from birth, and most species ran at the sight of them. "A Drelkor? Here?" Dr. Kim asked. "Are you sure?" Suk nodded, her face pale. "It just arrived. The other patients are pressed against the walls. I think the Martian might faint." Dr. Kim stood up. "Well, we'll see the Drelkor next." "But doctor," Suk said, her voice shaking, "Drelkors kill humans on sight in their territory. They've destroyed 3 human outposts this year alone." "This isn't their territory," Dr. Kim said simply. "This is my clinic, and in my clinic, everyone gets care." He straightened his coat. "What are the symptoms?" Suk looked at her tablet again. "It's limping. Left leg. There's some kind of oozing." Dr. Kim nodded and walked to the door. "Bring it to room 2. The exam table there is reinforced." The waiting room went silent as Dr. Kim entered. The Drelkor was impossible to miss. It hunched in the corner, too large for any of the chairs. Its gray skin had a sickly green tint. One of its legs was swollen, with a yellowish fluid seeping from cracks in the armor plates. The creature's 4 eyes locked onto Dr. Kim. The doctor didn't flinch. He'd seen too many different species to be shocked by appearance. "I am Dr. Kim," he said clearly. "You're next." The massive alien seemed surprised. It growled something, and the translation device on its chest belt converted the sounds to human speech. "You will treat me, human. No other doctor would touch me." "That's their loss," Dr. Kim said. "I'm a doctor for everyone. Please follow my assistant to room 2. The Drelkor stood up with effort, towering over everyone. As it limped after Suk, the other patients watched in shock. A human treating a Drelkor was unheard of. In the exam room, Dr. Kim washed his hands carefully. "Name?" he asked. "Crag." The Drelkor rumbled. "Crag of the Bloodclaw clan." Dr. Kim nodded as if he were speaking to any other patient. "Well, Crag, let's take a look at that leg." He examined the infection carefully, not showing any disgust or fear. The Drelkor watched him with all 4 eyes, confused by this small human who showed no terror. "This is a parasitic infection," Dr. Kim said finally. "Common in humid environments. Have you been to the jungle moons recently?" Crag's eyes widened in surprise. "Yes. A raid. 3 cycles ago." "That explains it." Dr. Kim reached for his tools. "I can treat this, but it will take time. And it will hurt." Crag made a sound that might have been a laugh. "Pain is nothing to a Drelkor." "Everyone says that," Dr. Kim said with a small smile. "Until I start working. Now, let's begin." As Dr. Kim prepared the treatment, Suk watched from the doorway, amazed. Outside in the stars, humans and Drelkors were deadly enemies. But here, in this small clinic on the edge of space, a human doctor treated a Drelkor warrior. and neither seemed to find it strange at all. Treating the Drelkor was not easy. Dr. Kim worked for 2 hours on Crag's infected leg. The parasite had dug deep under the alien's armor plates. Each time Dr. Kim removed a piece of the parasite, Crag's muscles tensed, but the warrior made no sound. "Hand me the blue solution, please," Dr. Kim said to Suk. She passed him the container, careful to stay out of Crag's reach. Her hands shook slightly. "You fear me," Crag said to her. His voice was deep and rough through the translator. Suk froze. She looked at Dr. Kim, who nodded at her. It was okay to speak. "Yes," she admitted. "Everyone knows stories about Drelkers." Crag's upper eyes blinked slowly. "Good stories. About our great battles." "No," Suk said honestly. "Scary stories. About ships that vanish near Drelkor space. About colonies that get attacked." Dr. Kim continued working as they talked. He cleaned each wound carefully. "Those stories are true," Crag said. "We are warriors. Fighting is our way." He looked down at Dr. Kim's hands working on his leg. "But your doctor shows no fear." "I'm too busy to be afraid," Dr. Kim said simply. "And a parasite doesn't care if you're a Drelkor or a human or a space slug. It just wants to eat. My job is to stop it." Crag was silent for a moment. No Drelkor doctor would treat a human. "That's their choice," Dr. Kim replied. "My choice is different." He finished removing the last piece of the parasite. The yellowish fluid had stopped oozing from Crag's leg. Dr. Kim began to clean the wounds with the blue solution. "This will help your natural healing," he explained. "Drelkors heal quickly, yes." "Very quickly," Crag confirmed. "By tomorrow, the wounds will be closed." Suk watched in amazement. She had never been this close to a Drelkor before. Despite her fear, she was curious. "Can I ask something?" she said. Crag turned all 4 eyes to her. "Ask. Why did you come here?" "To a human doctor. There must be alien doctors closer to Drelkor space." Crag's mouth moved in what might have been a smile. It showed many sharp teeth. 3 doctors turned me away," he said. "One Zenturi doctor agreed to see me, but he wanted to put me to sleep first. No Drelkor allows that. We do not become helpless, even for medicine." He looked at Dr. Kim. "I heard stories. A human doctor on Starbase Epsilon who treats everyone, even species that others fear." Dr. Kim nodded as he finished wrapping Crag's leg with a special bandage. "Well, the stories are true," he said. "I treat anyone who needs help." "Why?" Crag asked. "Our people are enemies." Dr. Kim put down his tools and looked directly at the massive alien. "Up there, maybe," he said, pointing to the window where stars shined. "But in here, I don't see a Drelkor warrior. I see a patient with a parasitic infection." Crag was quiet. Then he made a strange rumbling sound. Suk stepped back, frightened, but Dr. Kim recognized it as laughter. "You are strange, human doctor," Crag said, "but good at your work." He moved his leg carefully. The pain was already less. "The bandage can come off tomorrow," Dr. Kim said. "Keep the leg dry until then. And take these." He handed Crag a small container of pills. 1 each day for 5 days. It will kill any parasite eggs that might still be inside. Crag took the small container. It looked tiny in his massive hand. "What do I owe you, doctor?" Dr. Kim thought for a moment. "Information," he said. "Tell other Drelkers about this place. If they need medical help, they can come here." Crag stood up, careful with his injured leg. He looked down at the small human doctor. "I will tell them," he promised. "They will not believe me at first, but they will come." As Crag left the clinic, the other patients stared in disbelief. They had expected screams or blood. Instead, they saw a Drelkor warrior limping out, looking almost pleased. "Next patient," Dr. Kim asked Suk. She checked her tablet, still thinking about what she had just seen. "The Martian with breathing problems," she said. Dr. Kim nodded and washed his hands again. just another day at his clinic on the edge of space. 3 weeks after treating Crag, Dr. Kim's clinic was busier than ever. Suk checked the waiting room again. It was full of creatures from all over the galaxy. Some were humans and common aliens like Martians and Centauri, but there were also 3 more Drelkers sitting quietly in the corner. Crag must have told his friends, Suk said as she returned to the treatment room. Dr. Kim nodded as he finished bandaging the human child's arm. That's good. They need medical care too. Dr. Kim, a voice called from the doorway. It was Han, a Korean man who had joined their clinic last week. He had worked as a nurse on Earth and had studied alien biology. There's something new here to see you. Dr. Kim gave the child a small candy. All done. Be careful next time you climb. The child smiled and left with her mother. Dr. Kim turned to Han. What kind of patient? Han looked nervous. It's a void-born, sir, with a deep cut. It's blood. It's dripping on the floor and making holes. Suk gasped. Void-born were rare and dangerous. They lived in the empty space between stars. Their blood was like acid. Put it in the isolation room, Dr. Kim said calmly. Use the plastic floor covers. I'll be there soon. As Han left, Suk looked at Dr. Kim. First Drelkers, now a voidborn. Doctor, these are the most dangerous species in the galaxy. Dr. Kim washed his hands carefully. They're just patients. Suk. The voidborn was tall and thin. Its skin was deep black, like the space it called home. Where its blood dripped, the special plastic floor covers bubbled and smoked. Greetings, human doctor, the voidborn said. Its voice sounded like distant wind. I am Nex. I need help. Dr. Kim put on thick gloves and a face shield. I can see that. What happened? Space pirates, Nex said. They tried to capture me. I escaped, but their weapons cut me here. It pointed to a long gash on its side. I can fix that, Dr. Kim said. But I need to neutralize your blood first. It's too acidic. The voidborn tilted its head. Others refused to touch me because of my blood. You will help. Of course, Dr. Kim said. He turned to Han. Please bring the calcium solution. The strong one. Han quickly brought a large container of white liquid. Dr. Kim carefully poured it over the voidborn's wound. Where the solution touched the acid blood, it bubbled and turned solid. Clever, Nex said. You neutralized the acid. Basic chemistry, Dr. Kim replied with a smile. Now I can stitch the wound. As Dr. Kim worked, 3 more patients arrived. A telepathic Miran with a psychic parasite, a swarm intelligence that couldn't maintain its form, and another Drelker with eye problems. Suk updated the waiting list on her tablet. The clinic had never been this busy. She couldn't believe how quickly word had spread. We need more help, she told Han as they prepared supplies. And more space. Han nodded. But who would work here? Most medical staff are afraid of these species. We'll find someone, Suk said. She was surprised by her own words. 3 weeks ago, she had been terrified of Crag. Now she helped treat Drelkers and Voidborn without shaking. Back in the treatment room, Dr. Kim finished with the Voidborn. Keep it dry for 3 days, he instructed. Then remove the bandage. Nex stood carefully. I have traveled to 27 systems seeking treatment. You are the first to help me. That's a shame, Dr. Kim said. Every doctor should help anyone in need. I will tell others of my kind about you, Nex said. There are not many of us, but we all need care sometimes. As the Voidborn left, Dr. Kim looked at his schedule. 10 more patients today. Species that most humans never saw in person. Species that made other doctors run away. He smiled to himself. This was exactly why he had opened this clinic on the edge of space. Not just for humans or friendly aliens, but for everyone. Even the galaxy's worst nightmares needed a doctor sometimes. Who's next? He called to Suk. The Moran telepath, she replied. It says its brain hurts. Dr. Kim nodded and prepared for his next patient. Just another day at the clinic. 1 month after the Voidborn's visit, Dr. Kim's clinic was famous. The waiting room was always full. Creatures from across the galaxy sat side by side, waiting for the human doctor who would treat them all. Dr. Kim was checking a young Drelker's throat when the door opened. A human man in a fancy blue uniform walked in. He had short black hair and a serious face. "I need to speak with Dr. Jun Kim," he said loudly. Suk stood up from her desk. "He's with a patient. You'll have to wait." The man frowned. "I'm Ta Park from the Galactic Confederation. This is important." Han stepped forward. "The doctor treats patients in order. Please take a seat." Ta looked around the waiting room. A Moran telepath sat next to a rumbling swarm intelligence. 3 Drelkers played a game with bone dice. A Voidborn stood in the corner, its dark body almost invisible. "This is unusual," Ta said quietly. 20 minutes later, Dr. Kim finished with his patient. The young Drelker had a simple throat infection. Dr. Kim gave the parents medicine and sent them home. "Now I can see you, Mr. Park," he said, washing his hands. They went to Dr. Kim's small office. Suk brought them tea. "Doctor," Ta began, "I'm here about your clinic. The Confederation is concerned." Dr. Kim sipped his tea. "Concerned about what?" Ta placed his cup down. "You're treating dangerous species. Drelkers, Voidborn, creatures that are enemies of humans and the Confederation." "I treat patients," Dr. Kim said simply, "not enemies." "These aren't normal patients," Tai insisted. "Do you know how many human colonies the Drelkers have attacked? How many ships have disappeared near Voidborn territory?" Dr. Kim nodded. "I know the history, but in my clinic, they're just people who need help." Tai leaned forward. "The Confederation wants you to be more selective. Some species are too dangerous to have on a human station." "I won't turn away patients based on their species," Dr. Kim said firmly. "This isn't a request, Doctor," Ta said. "It's an order for station security." Before Dr. Kim could answer, the door opened. Crag the Drelker stood there. His massive body filled the doorway. "Is there a problem, Dr. Kim?" Crag asked. His voice was deep and rumbling. Tay's face went white. He hadn't expected a Drelker to be listening. "No problem, Crag," Dr. Kim said calmly. "Mr. Park from the Confederation is just sharing some concerns." Crag stepped into the room. Behind him, next the Voidborn appeared, its dark body moving like flowing shadow. "We heard," Nex said. "The human government wants the doctor to stop treating us." Ta stood up quickly. "This is a private meeting." "Not private enough," came another voice. The Moran telepath floated in. "Your thoughts are very loud, Diplomat Ta." Ta looked at Dr. Kim. "You see, they're dangerous. The telepath is reading your mind without permission." "Actually," the Moran said, "I was reading yours. So much fear in there." Dr. Kim stood up. "Everyone, please. Mr. Park is just doing his job." "As are you, Doctor," Crag said. "You heal without judgment. The Drelkor value this." "As do the Voidborn," Nex added. "Before your clinic, we had nowhere to go for help." Ta looked at the strange group. A human doctor standing with 3 of the most feared species in the galaxy, all defending each other. "The Confederation can shut down your clinic," Ta warned. Crag stepped closer. "Then the Bloodclaw clan would be very unhappy. As would all Voidborn in this sector," Nex said quietly. "And we telepaths would spread the word about this injustice," the Moran added. Tai realized he was outnumbered, not just by these 3, but potentially by their entire species. "I'll report this conversation to my superiors," he said, trying to sound firm. Dr. Kim nodded. "Please do, and tell them my door stays open to all patients. No exceptions." As Tai left, the aliens turned to Dr. Kim. "You risk much for us," Crag said. Dr. Kim smiled. "That's what doctors do." Outside, Ta Park walked quickly back to his ship. He had come to close a troublesome clinic. Instead, he had found something unprecedented. Deadly enemies of humanity standing together to protect a human doctor. His report to the Confederation would be very interesting indeed. 2 weeks after Taz's visit, Dr. Kim was checking supplies when Suk rushed into the storage room. "Doctor, there's something new in the waiting room," she said, her eyes wide. "Everyone else has moved away from it." Han appeared behind her. "It's in some kind of sealed suit. I've never seen anything like it." Dr. Kim put down his inventory tablet. "What species?" "We don't know," Han said. "The suit covers everything. It's asking for you by name." In the waiting room, the strange visitor stood alone in the corner. Its suit was silver and completely sealed. No skin or features were visible. Even the Drulkers kept their distance. Dr. Kim approached calmly. "I'm Dr. Kim. How can I help you?" The suited figure turned. Its faceplate was dark, showing no features. "Dr. Kim, I am Void," a mechanical voice said through a speaker on the suit. "I need help. My containment systems are failing." Dr. Kim nodded. "Please come to the isolation room. We can talk privately there." In the isolation room, Dr. Kim studied the strange suit. It had many pipes and filters attached to it. Some were leaking a clear fluid. "What species are you, Void?" Dr. Kim asked. "I am Nexus," the mechanical voice replied. Dr. Kim's eyes widened slightly. The Nexus were legendary. They carried hundreds of diseases in their bodies. Most space stations would not even allow them to dock. "I see," he said, keeping his voice calm. "What's wrong with your containment suit?" "The filters are failing. The suit is old. I cannot get replacement parts because no one will let me land on their worlds." The Nexus pointed to several leaking areas. "When the suit fails completely, the diseases in my body will escape. Many will die." Dr. Kim thought for a moment. "How have other doctors helped you?" "They haven't," Void said simply. "They only strengthen my suit temporarily. No one treats me. They only contain me." Dr. Kim frowned. "That's not treatment. That's imprisonment." "It is my life," Void replied. "I have lived in this suit for 12 years. Dr. Kim walked around the Nexus, studying the suit carefully. "The diseases are inside your body, but they don't harm you." "No. My species evolved to carry them without symptoms. It was useful once, as a defense. Now it makes us outcasts." Dr. Kim nodded slowly. An idea was forming in his mind. "I might be able to help you," he said. "Not just fix your suit, but find a better solution. But I'll need help." "No one will help a Nexus," Void said. Dr. Kim smiled. "You'd be surprised." He called Han and Suk into the room. "This is Void, a Nexus," he explained. "I need to research Nexus biology and find a way to suppress the diseases without the suit." Han looked nervous, but nodded. "I'll check the medical database, and I'll need to talk to our patients," Dr. Kim continued. "Crag might know something from Drulkor medicine. The Moran telepaths might be able to help monitor brain activity during treatment." "You would use those dangerous aliens to help me?" Void asked, surprise in the mechanical voice. "They're patients, just like you," Dr. Kim said. "And some have unique abilities that might help." Suk made notes on her tablet. Next, the Voidborn mentioned that their blood can neutralize certain toxins. Maybe that could help too. Dr. Kim nodded. "Good thinking. Ask Nex if they're willing to provide a sample." The Nexus watched them make plans. "You truly intend to cure me, not just contain me." "Everyone deserves treatment," Dr. Kim said firmly. "Not just containment. The solution might be complex, but we'll find it." "No doctor has ever said this to me before," Void said quietly. "Then you haven't met the right doctors," Dr. Kim replied. He turned to Han and Suk. "We need to move quickly. The suit won't last much longer." As they began their work, Dr. Kim knew this would be his most difficult case yet. The Nexus carried diseases that could wipe out the station, but he also saw a patient suffering, trapped in a metal prison for years. If he could help Void, it wouldn't just save one life. It would show the galaxy that even its most feared creatures deserved compassion. Even the carriers of plague could find healing in human hands. 3 days after meeting Void, Dr. Kim stood in the largest treatment room of his clinic. The space had been cleared of all normal equipment. Special filters hummed in each corner. The air smelled clean and sharp. "Is everything ready?" Dr. Kim asked. Han checked the monitors. "All systems working. The room is sealed. Nothing will get out." Suk pointed to a table of strange tools and containers. "I have everything you asked for. Drelker surgical tools, Voidborn blood samples, the Moran telepathic amplifier." Dr. Kim nodded. He had not slept much in 3 days. His eyes were tired, but his mind was clear. He had studied Nexus biology, tested theories, and created a plan. "Bring in our helpers," he said. The door opened. Crag the Drelkor entered first. His massive body seemed even larger in the medical gown. Behind him came Nex the Voidborn, dark and flowing like living shadow. Last was Lim, the Moran telepath, floating slightly above the floor. "Thank you all for coming," Dr. Kim said. "This will be difficult and dangerous." "We understand the risks," Crag rumbled. "You helped us. Now we help you." Dr. Kim explained the plan again. Void's body produces hundreds of diseases, but if we can change how those diseases form, we might be able to make them harmless. "Like changing poison into water," Nex said in its wind-like voice. "Exactly," Dr. Kim agreed. "I'll need each of your special abilities." He turned to Crag. "Your strength and steady hands will hold the special tools. They're too heavy for humans." The Drelkor nodded. "Nex, your blood has unique properties that can neutralize the disease agents. We'll use it to create a protective coating inside Void's body." The Voidborn's dark form shifted in agreement. "And Lim, you'll monitor Void's brain activity and keep them calm during the procedure." The Moran bobbed in the air. "I will maintain contact with their mind." Dr. Kim looked at his strange team. A human doctor leading the galaxy's most feared beings to save another feared creature. It was unheard of. "Let's begin," he said. Han brought Void into the room. The Nexus's containment suit was clearly failing. Fluid leaked from many joints. "We need to remove the suit," Dr. Kim said. "Everyone, put on your protective gear." They all wore special suits except Nex, who didn't need one, and Lim, who created a telepathic barrier around itself. Carefully, they helped Void lie on the operating table. Dr. Kim began removing the containment suit piece by piece. As each section came off, Han sprayed a special solution to neutralize any escaping particles. Finally, the faceplate came off. For the first time, they saw a Nexus. Void's skin was pale pink. Their face was almost human-like, but with no nose and large, sad eyes. "I have not been seen by others in 12 years, Void said. Their real voice was soft and musical. "You're safe here," Dr. Kim assured them. "Now, I'm going to start the procedure." For the next 2 hours, they worked together. Cry held tools that would crush human hands. Nex provided dark fluid from its body that Dr. Kim carefully processed and injected into Void's system. Lim floated above, connecting their minds, keeping Void calm and reporting any pain. Suk monitored equipment. Han prepared solutions and tools. Dr. Kim worked with complete focus, his hands steady despite his tiredness. "The final injection," Dr. Kim said at last. Nex provided one more sample of its black fluid. Dr. Kim mixed it with a blue solution and injected it into Void's chest. For a moment, nothing happened. Then Void's skin began to change color. The pale pink darkened to a healthy orange. Their breathing became deeper, more regular. "Is it working?" Suk asked. Dr. Kim checked the monitors. "The disease agents are changing structure, becoming inert." "I feel different," Void said, lighter. Lim floated closer. "Their mind is clearer. The pain is gone." Dr. Kim smiled for the first time in hours. We did it. The diseases are still present, but they're no longer active. Void, you won't need the containment suit anymore. Void sat up slowly. Their large eyes blinked in wonder. I can feel the air on my skin. Dr. Kim nodded. You're free. Around the room, the strange team of Galaxy's most feared creatures looked at each other. They had done something impossible together. Enemies in the stars, they had become healers in a human clinic. 1 week after Void's successful treatment, news had spread across the station. A Nexus was walking freely, without a containment suit, and no one was getting sick. Many people came to see this miracle with their own eyes. Dr. Kim's clinic was busier than ever. The waiting room was full of species from all over the galaxy. Void had stayed to help, their knowledge of diseases proving useful. It was late afternoon when Han noticed 5 humans standing outside the clinic. They wore matching black uniforms with no symbols. Doctor, Han said quietly, those people have been watching us for an hour. Dr. Kim glanced out the window. I've seen them before. They call themselves Pure Human Path. They don't like aliens. Sook frowned. Should we call station security? Before Dr. Kim could answer, the door burst open. The 5 humans rushed in, holding weapons. Everyone stay where you are, shouted their leader, a tall man with a scared face. This clinic is closed. The patients froze. 3 Martians huddled together. A Centauri mother pulled her child close. The Drelkers growled low in their throats. Dr. Kim stepped forward calmly. What is the meaning of this? We have patients here. The leader pointed his weapon at Dr. Kim. You're a traitor to humanity, Doctor. Helping these monsters. I'm a doctor. I help everyone, Dr. Kim said firmly. Not anymore, the man said. We're shutting you down. These creatures are enemies of humanity. They should be killed, not healed. A second man moved toward the Drelkers. Starting with these battle beasts, how many human colonies have they destroyed? Crag stood up slowly, towering over the humans. We have not attacked any colonies in the past year. A peace is being discussed. Lies, the man shouted, raising his weapon. Suddenly, a dark shape flowed between them. Next, the Voidborn stood before the armed men. This doctor has earned our respect. Next said in its wind-like voice, we will not allow you to harm him. The attackers looked around. They had expected to find a human doctor with a few alien patients. Instead, they faced some of the most dangerous species in the galaxy, all standing together. Void stepped forward. The doctor freed me from my prison. I owe him my life. Lim the Miran floated above the floor. His mind shines with compassion. Yours are dark with hate. The leader hesitated. His plan was falling apart. He hadn't expected resistance like this. This doesn't change anything, he said, trying to sound brave. Humans shouldn't help aliens. It's wrong. What's wrong? Came a new voice. Is attacking a medical clinic. Everyone turned. Ta Park, the Confederation diplomat, stood in the doorway with 4 security officers. Pure Human Path is an illegal organization, Ta said. Your weapons are not permitted on this station. The leader looked trapped. You're supposed to protect humans, not these monsters. Ta nodded to the security officers, who moved in to arrest the attackers. I protect the peace, and this clinic, surprisingly, has become important to that peace. As the security officers led the attackers away, Tai approached Dr. Kim. I came to talk to you about your clinic, he said. I didn't expect to stop a terrorist attack. Dr. Kim smiled. Good timing. Ta looked around at the strange mix of aliens and humans. My superiors have been watching your work. A Nexus walking without a containment suit. Drelkers and Voidborn working together. These things were thought impossible. Nothing is impossible with proper medical care, Dr. Kim said simply. Sook and Han cleaned up the mess from the attack. The patients returned to their seats, calmer now. The Confederation has reconsidered its position, Ta said. Your clinic is doing something unique, something that might help relations between species. Dr. Kim nodded. That's good to hear. In fact, Ta continued, they sent me with an offer. A big one. Dr. Kim raised an eyebrow. What kind of offer? Ta smiled. How would you like to expand this clinic into a full hospital? Dr. Kim sat across from Ta in the small office behind the clinic. Suk and Han stood nearby, listening closely. On the desk between them lay a tablet showing plans for a large building. A full hospital, Ta explained, pointing to the images. 4 floors, 30 treatment rooms, the latest medical equipment from all Confederation worlds. Dr. Kim studied the plans carefully. It's impressive. But why now? A month ago, you wanted to shut us down. Ta smiled slightly. Things changed, Doctor. The Confederation has been watching your work. What you've accomplished here is unprecedented. Treating patients, Dr. Kim asked. That's what doctors do. Not like this, Tae replied. You've treated species that have been enemies for centuries. You created a treatment for a nexus when no one thought it was possible. More importantly, you've brought these species together. Han nodded. It's true, Doctor. Last week I saw a Drelkor helping a Martian child who had fallen outside. That would never have happened before. Suk added, and Void has been teaching us about disease prevention. Their knowledge is amazing. Ta gestured to the tablet again. The Confederation needs this. Not just a clinic, but a place where all species can meet peacefully. We're calling it a hospital, but it could be much more. Dr. Kim looked thoughtful. What are the conditions? Full funding. A staff of 50 to start. You would be the director, Ta said. The Confederation would provide security and supplies. And the patients? Dr. Kim asked. Would all species still be welcome? Ta hesitated. That's the complicated part. Some Confederation members are concerned about certain species. Dr. Kim stood up. Then the answer is no. My clinic treats everyone. No exceptions. Tai raised his hands quickly. Please, hear me out. The attack today proves you need better security. And your work is too important to be limited by space and resources. But, Dr. Kim prompted. But nothing, Ta said firmly. I've convinced my superiors that your approach is correct. All species will be welcome at the new hospital, even those not allied with the Confederation. Dr. Kim looked surprised. Even Drelkers, Voidborn, Nexus, especially them, Ta said. Your treatment of Void has already changed how we think about the Nexus, and having Drelkors come peacefully to a Confederation facility. That's diplomatic progress we never expected. Dr. Kim sat back down. I need to be sure. My patients trust me. I won't betray that trust. Ta nodded. I understand. What if you spoke with the Confederation Council directly? They can guarantee these terms. Before Dr. Kim could answer, the door opened. Crag, Nex, and Void stood there. We heard, Crag grumbled. The Confederation wants to expand the clinic. Dr. Kim sighed. You were listening outside the door. I was, Void admitted. Old habits from when I had to be careful. I told the others. Nex moved into the room like flowing darkness. Doctor, this offer could help many of our kind. But can we trust the Confederation? Crag asked, looking at Ta with suspicion. Ta stood to face the Drelkor. Though Crag towered over him, Ta did not back down. Your distrust is fair, Ta said. Our peoples have been enemies. But Dr. Kim has shown us another way. The Confederation is ready to try that way. Void stepped forward. The doctor saved me when no one else would try. If he leads this new hospital, I believe it will help others like me. Dr. Kim looked at his strange group of friends and patients. They had come so far from that first day when Crag limped into his clinic. If all species are truly welcome, Dr. Kim said slowly, then I accept. But I want that guarantee in writing, from the highest levels of the Confederation. Ta smiled broadly. You'll have it by tomorrow. Construction can begin next week. As they discussed details, Dr. Kim looked around his small office. Soon this little clinic would be something much bigger, not just a place of healing, but perhaps a place where the galaxy's oldest enemies could learn to sit together in the same waiting room. It had started with a simple idea. A doctor should treat anyone who needs help. Now that idea might change the galaxy. 1 year later, Dr. Kim stood at the large window of his new office. Below him stretched the Interspecies Medical Center. The building was 4 times bigger than his old clinic. The walls were clean white. The equipment was new, and the waiting room could hold 100 patients. "Doctor, the meeting starts in 5 minutes, Suk said, entering the office. She wore a new blue uniform with the title Administrative Director on it. Dr. Kim nodded. "I'll be right there." He took one more look at the scene below. The waiting room was full, as always, but what a strange mix of patients it held. A group of Drelkers sat peacefully beside Martian traders. The Voidborns stood in a corner, talking with 2 humans. 3 Nexus, free of containment suits thanks to the treatment Dr. Kim had developed, were playing a game with a family of Centauri. In the old days, these species would have fought or fled from each other. Now they waited together for medical care. Dr. Kim walked to the meeting room, where Han was preparing displays. As head of nursing, Han now led a team of 20 nurses from 12 different species. "The new training program is going well," Han reported. "We have 30 students learning interspecies medicine." "Excellent," Dr. Kim said. "Are the Drelkor healers sharing their knowledge?" Han nodded. "Yes, and the Moran telepaths are teaching how to understand nonverbal patients. Even the Voidborn are teaching about rare space diseases." Todd Park entered the room with 2 Confederation officials. As the official liaison between the hospital and the government, Ta visited weekly. "Dr. Kim," Ta greeted him warmly. "These officials are from the diplomatic corps. They're very interested in your work." The meeting began with reports from each department. Void, now the hospital's disease control officer, explained how they had prevented 3 potential outbreaks. Cragg, who led the hospital's security team, reported that no incidents had occurred in the past month. "Most impressive," one of the officials said. "We've never seen species working together like this." "Medicine has a way of bringing people together," Dr. Kim explained. "Pain and illness affect all species. Healing is something everyone understands." After the meeting, Dr. Kim did his daily rounds. He visited a young Drelkor with a broken arm, a human with a strange alien virus, and a Moran telepath with mental exhaustion. In the main treatment room, he found Suk teaching 4 young doctors, 1 human, 1 Martian, 1 Centauri, and even a young Drelkor. "The secret," she was saying, "is to see the patient, not the species." Dr. Kim smiled. Suk had learned that lesson well. At the end of the day, Dr. Kim met with his core team. Suk, Han, Void, Cragg, Nex, and Lim the Moran. 1 year ago, this was just a small clinic, Dr. Kim said. "Now look at what we've built together." "It is more than a hospital," Cragg rumbled. "My people speak of this place in our councils. Some young Drelkers now wish to become healers instead of warriors." Nex's dark form shifted. 3 Voidborn have applied to your training program. This has never happened before. Void added, and 12 more Nexus have been freed from their suits. They now help others instead of being feared. Dr. Kim nodded. "The Confederation tells me that diplomatic talks are using our hospital as a model. Old enemies are beginning to speak to each other." Lim floated gently above the table. "Your mind had a simple idea, Dr. Kim. Treat everyone who needs help." From that simple idea, much has grown. As they talked, Dr. Kim looked out at the stars beyond the station. Out there, the galaxy was still full of wars and old hatreds. But here, in this one place, something different had taken root. It had started with a human doctor who refused to turn away a Drelkor warrior. Now the galaxy's worst nightmares lined up patiently, waiting their turn, sitting side by side in a human doctor's waiting room. And that, perhaps, was the best medicine of all.